we have to move on to the next match, which is the number one contenders fatal four-way match for the DC. Winner gets a shot at the DCA Fever Championship. It is Olivia Rose, Trixie Decker, Abby Thorne, and Nilin.
We should disqualify Sahaya immediately from this.
We know Zaya's gonna pick Abby. We know
it. Keep this civilized. Keep this civilized. Keep this civilized, gentlemen. If we
I'm joking.
Can I say something?
I'm joking.
I think this is another case of reversing. I think we need to start with Sahaya to get that out of the way.
Please make it quick and painless.
All right, Zahaya Morgan.
I honestly cannot believe that you guys would accuse me of being so unprofessional. Shame on
Zahaya, quit being unprofessional.
Make it
stop. Zahaya, quit being unprofessional and responding to them, and just say your prediction.
Fine. But I'm going to preface this that I took my time.
That's horse crap.
I thought this out very clearly.
Oh my god.
Zai, you have 10 seconds to say Abby Thorne, or you'll be taking a lap.
Abby Thorne.
Thank you.
Hit Kid.
Give me Nilin. Nilin gave up her Gateway to Heaven title shot. She's gonna be extra determined to win this. Give me Nilin.
Jason Brown.
Well, I'm being told that we need to make these straightforward, so that's what I'm going to do. Nilin.
Eddie Mack.
I like the newcomer Trixie.
Cody. Who you got?
I agree with Eddie. Trixie.
Roman.
Abby Thorne.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I think mostly he did that as a troll, but I think he
I hope.
Oh no, I did that as a troll, along with the Aces High one. If you couldn't tell.
So
but,
So pretty much.
I guess I'll definitely be the odd man out then. I'm going to go Olivia Rose.
Oh, nice.
Well, at least everyone has a.
Everyone has a backing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least the high didn't go on a tangent. Next match.
All right. Coming up next, we have. We just are coming off the number one contenders match, decide who faces the Fever champion. Now we have the DCA Fever Championship match. The Battle of the Pirates. Megan Van Horn versus Mari Pan.
Hit Kick goes first.
Hit Kick goes first.
Hit Kid.
I knew you were all going to say that, you bunch of
you're going to
bastards.
Oh no, you don't get it.
No, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it.
Oh boy.
5 years. 5 years. These two have known each other, Megan and Mari, 5 years since they formed the Pirate Life Tag Team. 5 years of being one of the mainstays of the Wildcats roster. Former two-time Wildcats Tag Team champions. Former the very first ever Queens of Wrestling Tag Team champions. And one of the most infamous female wrestling tag teams in all of core wrestling. It's extended family for me. Everyone knows the out of the ring, thing with me and my brother on this. And yes, we've been arguing over this, as you can obviously tell. We become a part of the crew, become a part of the family, as everyone knows, if you talk out of ring. So this is something where I wish I could go down the middle, but this is a prediction show. I've got to give a prediction. Mari is coming off a serious neck injury, as we all know. And Megan Van Horn is coming off winning the FIFA title. Everything says, in my opinion, right here, if I'm going with logic, and this is no disrespect, I go for Megan. However, my heart belongs to Mari. I'm sorry, I know this ain't professional. I don't really give a shit. You can all roast me in the fucking comments. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking Mari Pan. Thank you. Good night. Next match, please. On to Jason or Sahaya, whoever. On to all y'all.
I guess I can go. Now here's the thing. Yes, these two are, probably one of the most celebrated, probably one of the most popular tag teams in DCA's Wildcat history. And like Hit said, Mari's coming off a neck injury. And Megan, ever since Mari's been on the shelf, she's been on the rise. But as much of a rise she has been on, I want to say that it's coming back to that factor of who has more to prove. Megan, she has proven a lot. I don't have how good of a wrestler she is. Hell, I'm even going to say it. One of these days, I could see that young lady being the Wildcats champion. I'll bluntly say it. She's a future Wildcats champion. But between her and Mari, when it comes to singles success, Megan actually has it over on the captain. Because yes, Mari has had big opportunities. I mean, she had a Wildcats, title match, the previous season against Revy, and she's been a part of, that whole debacle that happened last year. I mean, the last season, which we're not going to get into. We're not going to get into, but still, the risk factor in that was still bullshit.
I don't even want to get into it myself, Jason. You know my opinion on
it.
But
anyways, between the two of them, even though Mari's the captain, she has more to prove than Megan does. Megan has shown that she can be at that level. Megan has shown that she's a growing talent. That one of these days, she's going to be the one on top of the mountain. Mari needs to prove that she won't be, outshined by one of her crewmates. I know there's the friends and everything and pretty much family, but at the same time, you got to have that competitive edge. You need to have that competitive, part of you to want to succeed and everything like that. And part of me says Megan, but another part of me says Mari. I'm going to do a coin flip because I had no fucking idea. Heads, Mari. Tails, Megan. Heads, Mari.
wow.
I did it on a coin flip.
That works.
I did mine off by heart. I'm not going to judge you. I did mine by heart.
All right, Eddie Mac, what do you got?
I also did it on a coin flip. I will pick Mari, but I think the story of this match, besides the two, being longtime tag partners, I think what to watch is what comes after the match.
Don't say that, please.
I'm sorry, but I must. I'm sorry. It's the.
It's the trend. I do get it.
It's the elephant.
I want to bring something up to Eddie.
Yes.
Remember a year ago when we did this, we had predictions over both the Fever and Wildcats title, depending on the result of Carmen Revy.
Mm-hmm.
We both picked Mari during that period a year ago.
How about that?
Kind of fitting. Yep.
But yeah, the point I'm making is this: not at what happens going forward is going to be the bigger story than the result of the match. What becomes of these two, not just immediately after the match, but going forward, depending on the result, do they pursue tag gold together again? Do they go their separate ways following this?
I don't have a clue. No one look at me. I don't have a clue.
Look. None of us has a clue here, kid. I get that, but I think what comes after the match might be the bigger story than what comes during the match itself. Something to keep an eye on.
All right, Cody, what do you got?
Ooh. I'm going Lamari. I should wait.
All right. Roman.
Odd one out again. I don't care. I'll go for Megan.
I think
This-
Zahia,
this-
I think you might not be alone on that island because Zahia is next.
Sahaya's next.
So I'm
Zahia.
the odd man for right now,
Zahia.
but Megan.
Yeah, everybody pretty much said what needs to be said. This is quite honestly one match. Just it's very hard to call down the middle because both women just have cases on wanting to hold that Feverish championship. I respect both women so fucking much, probably a lot more than I do a lot of people in this business. They've just shown to be quite the team and quite the talents, and just to see where they are now and just seeing them get this moment is I think is wonderful. For a prediction, I would go with the coin toss, but I think I'm leaning towards Megan on this one, but that's mainly because I've been a Megan mark since day one. So, yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
And
All right.
MTV.
Well, a betting man would put his money on Megan Van Horn. And that's probably what I'm going to do.
It's a split. It's a really divided split on this table.
Yep. And with that being said, oh, darn it. Nicht
it.
Müll, es ist das Recycling, etc. I have to go stop the trash lady. I'll be right back.
Can we have the next match,
Can we
please?
have the-
All right, match 16 for the DCA Rising Star Championship. Champion Vanessa Delphine, challenger Erica Blandelli. Roman.
Request.
Oh,
No.
hey,
Request.
All right, hang on,
Request.
Roman.
We're doing this
kid.
again.
Hey, kid.
Request.
Yes.
Because everyone did it to me. So Saya Morgan, go first again, please.
You know what?
I think it's best to let Saya get his little rant out the way. I think everyone would agree with me.
Oh yeah. Go, let it out. Let it up.
Look, I know what the next matches are, so I'm not gonna rant on this one. So I'm just gonna say this. Everybody knows my opinions on both ladies. I don't agree with how Vanessa won the title in the first place, but I do agree that she is a very talented woman. Erica Blandelli, she tried with Abby Thorne and it didn't work, so maybe this time around she'll have better luck, but I very much doubt it. I'm gonna go with Vanessa on this one.
All right, hit kid. Now that Zahaya's got all his vitriol out.
Much love and respect for Vanessa Delphine for finally making it the Rising Star title again, and we don't have to see the ugliest fucking title belt in the history of core wrestling. However, I'm going new champ, Erica Blandelli. I think she's due. That's just the thing. I think she is. I don't give a shit if he's giving me the Death Star. That title belt was the ugliest fucking title I've ever seen, and everyone on this desk would agree with me other than the fucking simp over there. Erica Blandelli, new champ. Think it's her time.
Jason.
This is again one of those matches which is very kind of hard for me to decide on. I like both ladies. Both are extremely talented. It could go either way. Oh my god.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I want to say Erica, but part of me really wants to say Delphine. The champ thing.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with. I'm sticking with it.
Eddie?
Yeah, this one's tough for me too. I mean, Finesse, she just won the title, didn't she? Like,
yeah, Redemption,
yeah.
When was Redemption? I know it's out for a little bit.
August.
About 4. Wasn't it September?
Oh, it was September.
It was September.
It was September.
So she's actually been champion for a little bit.
Yeah, Yeah, she won it fair and square under redemption rules, as Sahaya would
Yeah.
gratefully attest to.
Yeah, as I would disagree, but it's not.
Oh, wait. The no do-overs in the event you lose rules? Is that it?
No, it's no redemption rules, no DQ, no count out.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you can see how long I've been out the loop, kids. I will say this though, Vanessa's been a hell of a champion in the 3 or 4 months she's held the title. She's held it with pride. But this is why I say the Rising Star division is one of the toughest divisions in DCA because like everybody's so good, everybody's capable of knocking somebody off on a given night, and I think the same is true here. And I think in the case of Erica, this feels like she kind of has to win this, right? Because like if she loses this, like where does she go from here? You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, I agree.
I have a new I have Erica to become the new champion. Cody.
Good point. I'm
Who you
going
picking?
with the challenger.
All right, and Roman, if he is by his Roman.
No need to ask him about the mic. Let me see. Vanessa Delphine. Let's check her championship history. Or at least her history with coming to the title. Anyone remember her run towards the women's breakthrough title? Kinda got shafted over by Daisy Quake Johnson.
Fuck that bitch!
Hit, you have no room to talk. You really don't, compared to me.
I hate her guts. I don't care.
I'd put a bullet in her head faster than Carmen could ever would. But that's none of my business. Her numerous encounters with Abby Thorne. Which, by the way, Zahaya, that belt is ugly. That belt was ugly. And it will forever be ugly. So you can take that belt and shove it up your fat ass. I'm going with Erica Blandelli to win the title to spite your fat ass.
I feel like that last part was very unnecessary. Okay.
I don't give a shit.
Preach!
MTB if he's is he by if he's
I don't think it's back yet.
He's not back yet.
okay.
So, next one.
We will go ahead and move on. Oh boy. We start the final 4 with what should be an absolute war for the ages. Former DCA World Champion Zach Stone takes on former CCL World Champion Mason Chronic. Oh boy. Oh, and by the way, it's no holds barred. Cody.
It's the order, Eddie.
Oh boy, oh boy. This is gonna be violent. Just gonna blow with it.
No shit.
Yeah, basically. No point there. Like I said, Zach Stone looking to get a win over Mason Chronic. He's just had it done. But don't forget Revelations where Zach Stone brings the best out. However, I'm just gonna straight up say Mason Chronic. Thanks to Revelation streaks, dies.
If I'm not mistaken, Zach Stone has not lost at Revelations. Is that
5-0.
correct? 5-0.
He has not lost.
Can I go?
Yes.
He makes 6-6-0. I'm going with Zach. And I'll be honest. This is the most uneasy pick I've had all night. This is before. I know I said I was uneasy about, the Revy pick because of what Jason said earlier on in this prediction show.
Right.
However, before all that, this is the most uneasy pick I ever had. Multiple reasons. One, it's no holds barred. That's more Chronic's wheelhouse than Sack. Sack's more of a wrestler than Chronic.
Sure.
I dare anyone to tell me differently. 2, Chronic's in a bad mood. He lost the CCL World title, what was it, 2-3 months ago to Jamal Bedlam in that triple threat at Black
I
Friday?
think it was like
Yeah,
2
Black-
months ago.
Yeah. So he's in a bad mood. Which, as we all know, Mason Chronic in a normal mood is usually bad news for you. Chronic in a bad mood. And Eddie knows firsthand when we've seen Chronic in a bad mood.
Oh, sure.
Remember that adrenaline when he wanted a CCL World title shot? And I know we were dealing with the fucking arsehole Warren Sharp and all that.
Mhm.
Remember that adrenaline, though, when he wanted a CCL World title shot? He didn't get it. And he fucking wrecked the entire roster that night on adrenaline. And we had to duck under the announcer's desk because we all thought we were next.
Yep.
So, I will admit, there may not be a lot of logic behind me picking Sack. However, look at Saxstone at this event. And I get it's titled A Good Death. It very well could be a good death to Saxstone. I'll be honest. It's titled A Good Death for a reason, because if this is a good death to Saxstone's revelation streak, I'll actually be more brutal. Ladies and gentlemen, if Saxstone doesn't win this is the last match Saxstone wrestles. I will go that far. Ladies and gentlemen, Saxstone's career is on the line here. I will say it bottom door right now. If Saxstone doesn't win this match, he will be retiring probably on the season premiere of Takedown. I will go that far on it. Because think of the stop-start season Sack has had because of what Mason did to him. He once again ascends to the mountaintop, with the DCA World title at Revelations 4. Holds it for a year plus through Revelation 5. Defeats Malik Brown in the Classic. Then comes Takura Yukimura out of nowhere, and then at Proving Grounds he's no longer champion. And then what happened after Proving Grounds? Weapon X include onto the ropes. And that was during the whole issues with TGO, and we've seen how both men have now settled it with TGO. However, Sack has to settle it with Chronic. Chronic cost Sack another 4 months in his career. And there's always been the thing about Sack. Sack has had this saying, step up. Sack is the one who needs to step the fuck up now. I'm going to be brutally honest. This guy, the guy who has been considered the face of DCA on the takedown side, needs to step the fuck up now and defend his spot. Otherwise, pack your bags and go the fuck home. Because it's like this. You've got everyone on that roster, from Claudio to Arkin to fucking to Jamal to fucking Sly to Rick to Needham to my brother to Saya Steele to Malik to Dante. Everyone, Takedown is a rising brand. Zack needs to prove that he's still the ace of that brand. I think he does. I don't think he leaves on his own 2 feet, though. I think it's a stretcher job for him. Maybe Chronic leaves on his own 2 feet, but Sack desperately wins this. He has to win it, otherwise his career is over. Saxstone. If the streak ends, Sack's career ends. Saxstone.
Jason.
Well, so Zach, ever since losing the DCA World title, has been on a bit of a downward spiral mentally. He's right now. He's a very desperate man, and yes, I know Mason Chronic, one of the most dangerous individuals in virtual wrestling today. But once you get a ever since he lost, ever since he lost the title at Proving Ground 6, which was the beginning of last year, last February. He's been on that downward spiral. But I think when you have Zach backed into a corner, I think that's when you get Zach at his very best. When Zach's backed into a corner, you pretty much got a feral animal coming at you. Yes, Mason Chronic is this giant grizzly bear of a man, but I think Zach Stone takes down the Beast by going for the neck, for the throat. Because I don't care how big you are, eventually you do fall. And I think Zach Stone makes the threat fall.
Okay, Zahia.
There's a title of a good death for a reason. That is because Zach Stone's fucking revelation streak is coming to a good death. It is coming to an end. I don't see how it isn't at this point. I know that this is Zach's setting, right? This is where Zach proves himself. This is where Zach, even when all the chips are down and the stack is deck against him, Zach Stone comes up every Revelations and he comes back and he hits that super kick and he hits that natural cyclone and he gets the big victory and the crowd goes crazy and I don't think it's like that. It's not the fairy tale ending that people think it's going to be or they want it to be. I think people at Revelations are going to be hit with a hard dose of reality. And the reality is this. Zach Stone is a broken man. He's been broken for a good chunk of 2020 and going into 2021. This is the same man who poured his heart out and basically gave himself up back when he was going up against Claudio for the at Redemption for the World Championship. Poured his heart out that he was going to give everything he had against Claudio, and he got fucking mauled. He got mauled. He got ate up by Claudio for that World Championship. It's the same man that accepted Luka Khan's challenge at Bloodline, and he got dropped on his head, pinned cleanly 1, 2, 3. This is not the same Zach Stone that we've known before. This is not the same Zach Stone who came in at Revelations 2 and beat Casey Gordon and helped and found who he was truly again when he won that DCA World Championship. This is not the same man who saved us from the NIS from Malik Brown's reign back at Revelations 3. This is not the same man who beat Aaron Anderson for the DCA World Championship, ended that streak. This is not the same man who gave the best performance of his career going up against Malik Brown in the rematch and then beating him again for that DCA World Championship. It's not the same man. This is not the same man. It's a man that has been broken. He's a man that has been torn apart mentally and physically. And Mason Chronic is on the career run right now. Mason Chronic is probably the hottest thing in virtual wrestling, and it's for a reason. When he says if they die, they die. And if you get into the ring with Chronic, more than likely you will die. And that's going to be the case with Zach Stone. I know people want the fairy tale ending, but it's time to get a dose of reality come Revelation.
All right, Roman.
If he dies, he dies. Is that a prediction for Chronic? No. Because as certain people have proven, there is a way to survive Mason Chronic. Just ask Ben Hopkins. Just ask my brother. Ask Rick C. There is a chance to survive death. And it's when a man is near death, is when he brings out that freakish thing you call inhuman strength. And Zach Stone is a man near death in terms of his career and in terms of how he feels. He is at a point where death is slowly beginning to embrace. But that is when a man can be at his most dangerous. So to me, I believe Zach Stone can beat Mason Chronic in his near-death state. If this was Zach Stone not near death, no. But since this is, he's going to push a lot harder than he ever has before. So he will maintain the streak.
I
Well-
Go ahead, Eddie.
I think that leaves just me, right?
Yep.
I think Roman hit on something. When a person is near death, quote unquote, they can be at their most dangerous. I think this match is titled A Good Death for a reason. Because for one of these two, there is no going back regardless of the result. So here's my prediction. Zack Stone wins. But it comes at a price. I think, and I think Zach spoke of this, sort of subconsciously. I think Zach knows his career is nearly at an end, and he knows it. He knows he doesn't. He knows, even though he won't directly say it. He knows it is like he knows the end is like right at the doorstep, and I think Revelation 6 will be it. Win or lose. I say this with caution. I think he wins, but I also think the toll of the match will simply be too much for him going forward. I think this is the end. And I have one more reason to think why this is the end. What happened on the 19th of April of last year?
His wife retired.
His wife retired.
Good call.
I think Zach just wants to go home. Tend to the wife, tend to the family.
I think he still has the ambition.
I think he still has the. I agree with you. I think he still has the ambition. I think he still has the drive. But I also think he just wants to go home. And I think Mason's going to send him home. It will be in defeat, but I think he'll send him home.
Three left.
All right, here we go. Match 18 is a triple threat match for the DCA Wildcats Championship. Faith, Hope, and Destiny. I don't know if that's the official subtitle of this match, but it should be. Destiny Williams, the champion. Ovana, the challenger. Faith Connors, the other challenger. Oh boy.
MTV has rejoined us, by the way.
I'm just going to say this real quick because I know someone's about to go on a big rant. I'm going for Ovana, so there we go.
All right. MTV, would you like to make a pick, or should I pass this along?
Speaking as someone who's seen all three of these people in action, I've seen Destiny Williams in action, I've seen Faith Connors in action, and you all know I've seen Ovana in action. It was me who coined the phrase "the Cinderella sensation" back when she first came into this.
Well done, by the way. Well done.
Great call.
And
You're the OG on this.
I think there's a reason for that. And that is because we all knew that someday, it was going to be Ovana's time. This is Ovana's time. She is going into Revelations, and she is walking out the Wildcats champion. End of story.
All right. Zahia.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, this is one of the big ones. So.
Indeed.
All right. So. You really look at this match. know some people might disagree with me. I know some people, not just on this desk, but just people listening at home would disagree with me when I say I believe that all three of these women deserve to hold that Wildcats championship. Faith Connors, I think, for years now, has proven herself to be quite possibly one of the best athletes in virtual wrestling. I think she's earned this spot more than anyone else. And that goes as well as Ovana. She has been scratching and crawling her way towards this exact opportunity, whether that be as a singles competitor or a tag team competitor. No one has outworked Ovana to this spot that she's gotten to. And I also say that about Destiny Williams because no matter how much she has claimed to be this villain now, no matter how many people see her as the villain now, it is proven throughout that she still has that workhorse mentality that no matter what happens to me or what happens to my body, I'm still going to give it 110% no matter what. And she's been proving that ever since, that knee of hers has been re-injured. So I'll say that. Now when it comes to who wins this match is an entirely different thing, because we saw the promos from all of them. We saw the one from Faith, we saw the one from Ivana. We seen how Destiny's been acting. All three of these women just want to prove why they deserve to be the face of the Wildcats division. And it's tough because you don't really I in this case don't want to really pick a loser in this, because it's like I see all three of these women that could be the face of this. But if I had to pick one person, I know this is going to be a controversial pick, but I have to go with Destiny. And I pick Destiny because it's sort of the Aces High situation, where for months now I've been calling for this woman. She's gonna lose that belt at any time. If she's not stripped of it because she can't physically walk anymore, it's going to be by just someone straight up beating her because that leg is too injured. She can't go anymore. She doesn't have she's her heart's there, but she doesn't have it physically to take it far. And every single time I get proven wrong. Every single time I think she's done for her, she gets right back up. Every single time I think she needs to stay down, she continues to rise back up. And fuck it, we can hate her all we want. She's done some shitty things, and I will never take that away. She's done some fucking god awful things. But the wrestler known as Destiny Williams is still there, and it has always been there, and she's been proving that for months now. And I know that there are people out there that hate her. I know there are people in here that hate her. And trust me, I'm not the biggest fan of her attitude, but the respect for her as a professional wrestler is never left, because every single time she gets into that ring, she proves again and again what I've been saying ever since her fucking debut, that she is the absolute measuring stick of this Wildcats division. And I don't see that changing come Revelation.
All right. Egghead.
Everyone might want to brace themselves.
I'm racing back.
1 year ago, and I'm going back to the Revelations prediction show 1 year ago, I made a call on the same fucking table. I was asked who would be a future Wildcats champion. The name I said was Ovana. So you already know where I'm going on this. That's a foregone conclusion. I'm not going to go back on my word. However, what Sahaya just did there was make a great point. All three of these women have a chance to win this match. All three of these women, in a sense, need to win this match. Due to their backstories, due to their obsessions, due to their paths. And here's the deal. Sahaya's right. Whether you love or hate these three women, you've got to respect them. I'll be clear. You've not seen a bigger Destiny Williams hater than possibly me and Jason this past calendar year in DCA. I still fucking hate her attitude. I won't deny that. But god damn it, I will fucking respect the athlete. May not like the person, but I will respect the fucking athlete. Even on one leg, she shows up, she gets the job fucking done. You have to respect it even if you don't like it. With Faith Connors, she's someone who's fought for her life since day number fucking one. She's a hell of an athlete. She deserves to be Wildcats champion. I will not disagree with anyone who makes that case. However, and I want to bring it back to an earlier match we called, which was the Wildcats tag titles. You remember the Ellie Rose thing where we said who had the most to lose? Ladies and gentlemen, Olfana has the most to lose here by a country mile. I dare anyone not to tell me differently. And you want to know why I say that? Go back a few weeks ago. Did anyone see the first video popped up after Holiday Havoc? First video popped up after Holiday Havoc. We all saw it, how she lasted. What was the official time again? Someone remind me.
33 seconds.
33 seconds. And then y'all caught the video on the DCA channel that went up, 24 hours after.
Yeah.
And I get it's been the same with Destiny and Faith, that they've had their opinions. But I want to ask this. I just talked about Zack Stone's career, being over. Should he not win, that match? I hate to say this, and nothing puts me like this. Because it's not physically, can I be clear? Olfana has many years left in the business. But mentally. Think about it. What happens if she doesn't leave that arena with the Wildcats title? Just think about that. For me, yes, it's a must win for all three. But if I want to say about mustn't lose, I'm sorry. Olfana needs this the most. I stick with what I said a year ago. Olfana wins the Wildcats title in this triple threat. I think she pins Destiny to do it as well.
Okay, Jason.
He says straight.
Yeah,
I did say Olvana, but I want to at least go on it just a little bit more. Honestly, what Hit Kid said was right. Me and him probably one of the two biggest critics of Destiny Williams.
Oh, you were the... Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Entrance and hold up the middle fingers, because what pissed me off is what Zahaya said. She has been the measuring stick of what it means to be a wrestler in DCA, and the way that she pretty much warmed her way into the title scene, and how she it still goes to say, because there's a reason why I was calling her Diesel Williams, because she won the title off air. When the show was over, hell, we didn't even find out until the day of that Wildcats,
and we all fucking lost it. The mood on that night. Oh god.
But as time has gone on, a bit of the old Destiny Williams has reemerged. The Destiny Williams that we all know. The one that we know is a hell of an athlete. Because that's the main reason why I was so pissed off, was because she is better than what she was doing. She was better than the tactics that But I'm going to agree with Hit Kid, and this is why I'm choosing Olvana, because if Olvana doesn't win, where does she go from here? So Ivana has to win. You know, Faith, amazing wrestler. Destiny, styling wrestler. But Ivana has to win.
Cody.
I back Faith on this. I've always backed her since after she was pretty much screwed out of even chance to win the belt. I'm going with Faith. With all due respect in the world. To Ivana. As much as I have no or little ounce of respect for Destiny, I'm going with Faith.
I think you're wrong on that. I'll just be dead honest. Not the prediction. I think you're wrong on saying you don't have an ounce of respect for Destiny. And I know it's crazy that I'm the one saying that.
I've lost weight.
But anyways, continue.
Roman.
If you're there.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Destiny called herself the 1%er for a very long time. Because there was that 1% of a chance that she would ever be wrestling. And she's been living on that 1% since that knee injury. You don't bet against someone in that scenario. Faith, someone who's used to running into conflict head first, fighting the power, if you will. Then you have Ivana, where the literal story of her life is adversity. Whether it's inflicted through someone else or through her own action. It's been an interesting path for these three women. But the path that I know and I understand is adversity. The struggle that keeps us all human, that keeps us all together. And someone at their most human will always rise to the occasion when it calls for it. My prediction is for Ivana to walk out with the belt.
All right.
I guess that leaves me.
Yep.
I know some of us tend to forget this because it has been a long time now. Ivana has been a champion in virtual wrestling for the past 25 months. In fact, don't worry, I will do the math for you. Today is day number 770 for Ivana as CCO Women's Tag Team Champion. But you listen to her words when she spoke earlier this week, following her quick elimination. It was 32 seconds, not 33. The way she spoke, it did not matter that she has been that she has been a champion for over 2 years. It did not matter. What mattered was that in a moment where she had an opportunity to gain single success, something that she has, and this is despite the fact that she holds the Queens of Wrestling Soul Silver title right now. I believe she's a Soul Silver champion, right?
No, she ain't. She ain't. She isn't. She lost it. But she's been a former Soul Silver, former Fever, former Genesis champion in TPGW.
Right. But the point I'm
She's
making,
held singles gold.
but the point I'm making is this: she had an opportunity to have an opportunity at one of the most prestigious championships in this entire industry. And the match where she could have gained it, she was ousted in a half a minute. It did not matter that she's been a champion it did not matter she's been a champion for over 2 years. And this goes back to Prestige last summer. You know, she had an opportunity at a major singles championship and she fell short. And it feels like this for Ivana. And it doesn't even feel like this for Faith because, you know, you get the feeling Faith will, you know, will find a way. And by the way, that match she fell short in, that match for the CCL Women's title, it came against, of all people, her tag team partner, Juliet Starling. Her tag team championship partner, Juliet Starling. Okay? You get the feeling Faith will find her way back to championship contention. If Destiny loses the title, she will find a way back to championship contention. Ivana sure as hell has the talent to find a way back to championship contention. But I'm not sure if she has mentally to get back there if she loses. She is, the way Ivana's been talking the last 3 days, she is talking like that if she cannot come out of this match as DCA Wildcats champion, this will break her. Emotionally and physically. This will break her. Like it's like her career's at a crossroads and she has to come out with the Wildcats title. Otherwise, who knows where she goes from here. And I think she does. I think Ivana gets her happy ending, if you will. Up next for the DCA World Championship, it is Claudio Dragonheart defending against Arkin. Jason, I'll let you go first.
Do what?
Claudio Dragonheart versus Arkin for the DCA World title.
All right, so this is probably the most controversial match on this show, maybe in DCA history, at least going into Revelations, at least on the men's side of things. You have the Claudio Dragonheart, probably one of the most dominating forces in the VW. If, you know, we of the VW and everything. You know, a year ago, you know, Claudio his VW, but it wasn't, you know, as huge as it was, you know, for like Malik and Zach and all of them. But in 2020, Claudio's pillar is above everyone else. Claudio shot up, and he's pretty much the king. He may not be the VW World Champion, but this man just, his aura, his presence casts the shadow around everyone. Claudio has become VW. He may not be the quickest, you know, that obviously belongs to Sly, but guys like Malik and Zach, guys who are way smaller than him, but he's able to keep up with them. And, you know, a guy like Claudio, you don't think you look at Claudio, you look at a guy, you think, oh, he's just a power guy. Claudio, he does speed. He does mat wrestling. He can strike with the best of them. Claudio is one of the best all-rounders. And it's probably been one of the world champions of all time. Right now is extremely desperate animal just that's backed into a corner, and now when you have like a any wounded animal backed into a corner, it's going to be extreme. This match, he either dies by his sword or he fucking just dies. And I think even though he will go to those fucking limits, he will go as far as he needs to do, it will not be enough. Yes, Claudio has eaten a few losses, more than he has in a very long time. I mean, this man is now 6-0, but this man he's recently just had 6, in total in his entire career he has a total of 6 losses, and this man has been wrestling since 2017. But at the same time, a lot of those losses have been more recent, and I think that right there it kind of show it's for someone like Claudio, who's been so dominant, and he has lost quite a bit just in more recent time. Claudio's a guy who will put his foot down and remind everyone that he's too focused on his family, that it's that family that drives him, that gives him that killer instinct, that has made him the goddamn best in VW. Claudio walks out, still reigning the.
All right. Take it.
Honestly, I'd like to be safe for last for this.
Fair enough.
I don't want to get in everyone's way because I have a most vitriol to this, so I'd rather.
I just realized it too, and with that, we will go to Cody.
Yeah. Just like Jason said, Claudio's losses, everything else. Arkin better be ready. But then again, it's Arkin we're talking about. That man will do just about anything. And I mean anything. Which is why fuck it. I'm going with Arkin
Ooh.
to become DCA World Heavyweight Champion.
All right. Roman.
He is not the only one.
Wow.
It is now a 2 Arcan table. You know why?
I would like to hear
Someone like Claudio is the perfect antagonist for an Arcan. A dominant force that has never really truly tasted defeat unless the right circumstances come along. And as much as Hit Kid over here is going to give me that look, and I know you are, motherfucker.
You already gave me that look.
I'm giving you a look, I'll admit.
Here's the thing about Arkin. You heard what he said on the last takedown. Is that even recorded, by the way? I'm pretty sure the tech monkeys will let me know.
It's recorded, it's been done.
So
it's been done and recorded. Go ahead.
Arkin has a history of leaving at pivotal moments.
Ask Malik.
I am going to presume here that if he leaves, he's going to do it, taking Claudio's kingdom away from him, metaphorically, when he takes away the DCA world title. Oh, by the way, a factor that I don't think anyone's really thought of yet.
Go on.
James Needham. He is going to want to get his hands on Arkin. He's going to want to get his hands on Arkin's whole group. I do think, though, that Needham will not be a factor in this match anyway. If I know how Chris operates, he's not going to have Needham interfering in his world title match. no matter how much ratings it'll bring. So my decision is as stands.
All right. Zahir?
All right. So I guess I've got to come into this a little differently than else. We've gotten into great insight about who Claudio is and how he is and what he's about and what he's willing to do in order to get the victory. And I agree with everything that has been said here on this table about Claudio and his will and everything. But we need to go over just who the hell Arkin is. About 7 years ago, I want to say, something must die. Arkin beat Cody Barnett for the Battle Pro World Championship. Battle Pro is where Arkin would officially make his name in the realm of virtual wrestling. The man would literally go up against talents from both Battle Pro and TCW Astros alike, with the likes of Roroni Muto or Vin Taylor. You know, the man had started making his name as the most infamous Battle Pro World Champion out there, and it is because of that fact. It's because of that reign was so long ago. Is that I think people forget how truly desperate of a man Arkin is. They've seen how desperate he can be when he still is the pure wrestling killer, and trust me, we've seen him go do some pretty shady shit just in order to prove everybody wrong and get that pure championship. We saw what he did when he reigned as pure champion. He shat all over what pure wrestling stood for. However, this is much different. This is a very different animal in itself. This is the World Championship. Not only is it the World Championship, but this is a World Championship match that Arkin has told straight up this is going to be his last. Win or lose, this is it. This is a true what you saw when he was pure champion is going to be nothing. Absolutely nothing compared to what he's going to do at Revelation. All the garbage he has spewed, everything all the dirty tactics that he pulled getting up to this point, it's going to look like fucking child's play compared to what he's going to do at Revelation. I can guarantee it. You know how I can guarantee it? Because I've seen it. I've seen that evil, sadistic look in Arkin's eyes when he has gold, especially World Championship gold. He held on to that Battle Pro World Championship with an iron grip and refused to let go. It took Vin Taylor nearly killing his ass back at the recrowning for just to get that title off of Arkin. Arkin sees this as the best way to spit in the face of the legacy of the Destiny Championship Alliance, of everyone who has ever fought for that World Championship, for the guys like James Needham, for the guys like Sly Cooper, for the guys like Nitro, for the guys like Matt Farrow, for the guys like Zaya Steele, all the men who have put in the time and the effort to claim a shot at that World Championship. And this is his big opportunity, the biggest moment in his career to absolutely put his fucking foot on the throat on everyone who has ever tried to claim that title and couldn't. I don't know if that's going to be enough. And quite honestly, I don't think it is. if you ask me, I think Claudio has proven himself time and time again that no matter if you bring one man, 10 men, 100 men, 1,000 men, 10,000 men, 1,000,000 men, Claudio will go through every single one of them. I think Claudio has what it takes to beat Arkin from Revelations. But that is not to say that Arkin is not going to come out there looking to absolutely destroy and disgrace every single professional intact of the Destiny Championship Alliance come Revelations, because he absolutely will.
All right, MTB, would you like to make a pick or?
Well, I'm thinking about it.
Do you need?
And the way I see it,
Okay.
Arkin is stepping into the ring with one of the most athletic, most powerful, most dangerous individuals. And I'm not taking anything away from Arkin. He is an absolutely dangerous individual in his own right. But Zaya brings up the fact of all these people that Claudio has plowed his way through. And no pun intended, there is but one they fear. And it ain't Arkin. Okay, hey, kid, your turn.
First, I'll sit down. Everyone knows I've had a problem. Everyone knows since Gateway to Heaven how much of a problem I've had with this fucking match. But let's rewind the clock. This goes back longer. Let's just talk about the challenger and champion here before we get into the controversy, okay? This goes back longer. Remember when Arkin had that pure title? What was it? Was it last season or the season before? It was season 4. When Arkin had that pure title, what was his goal within the Destiny Championship Alliance? And no, he can't do that now, but what was his goal even when he held that pure title?
To kill Pure Wrestling.
Not to kill Pure Wrestling, but it was the DCA World Championship.
Oh, yeah.
He's been obsessed with it. An obsession is a dangerous thing, as we all know. It's a driving force. It's a maddening force. And Arkin, even though the name is holy, the man is sadistic. The man is the Satan of this world. The man will go to any lengths to get what he wants. Look at how the Genesis has formed with him, Scott Sapp, and Joshua Smith. Arkin will pull any nick and crook, possible. And he is Mr. Controversial. As he announced on Takedown that this might very well be his last match in DCA. He says he's going to walk after this. He did the same in Battle Pro, and then we all know how that fucked over Malik. There's still heat between him and Malik. Shoot. We all know that backstage. We can turn back the curtain.
Oh, sure.
However, let's get into the meat and potatoes on this. And it's like this. Stylistically, it's complete opposites. You got Claudio, who's this freak of nature, power game, and an aerial ability like no other for a man his size. You've got Arkin, a submission specialist, a striking expert, a strong style savant. They match up differently in styles, but they each complement the other's weaknesses. And we know they'll go that extra mile. Claudio with his heart, and Arkin with every dirty trick in the book. But let's really get on to the point where I'm so mad. How do we get here? Gateway to Heaven night. And I can't speak on my brother because everyone knows my brother's been fucking nuclear about it. You've seen my brother in these past couple of months. And I'll admit my brother's been Mr. Controversial since day one of this new year. The fucker offered Spike Spiegel way back in a feeder with you. I don't need to say any more about that, okay? Gateway to Heaven night. Me and my brother arrived to the building right before showtime. We arrived around 5-10 minutes before showtime. As everyone knows, the men's Gateway to Heaven ladder match was going to go, an hour into the show, if you get where I'm coming from. It was, I believe, the third match on the bill was the Gateway to Heaven, men's ladder match. So around 45 to an hour on the show. We both get pulled into a room. We both get pulled in a, backstage office by one of the producers. And my brother got told that you're out the match. Safe to say the arena that we were in Charlotte that night. That arena has a fucking hole in its wall, and he stormed out the building because, as we know, Arkin told Chris because my brother weren't 100%. He took an ass whipping off Gilbane back at the UWL event. Jason, you can name the event. It was intent. It was ruthless intent. But he had wrestled 2 weeks before on Sanity, where he'd won the national title. So my brother went fucking nuclear, as expected. And he's still nuclear and he's still bitter on it. And he's calling whoever wins this. It don't matter if it's Claudio or Arkin. He's calling next for that DCA world title. And what did Arkin do? Arkin slithered his way into the ladder match. And here's the thing. For the 7 men who, by the way, they all feel screwed. The 7 men involved. Nitro, Sabia, Checkmate. Who were the other 3? The 3 others. It was those 3. Sly, Aaron Anderson, and there was one more name. What's his name? From Billy Lee, Billy Emmons, I believe it was. Those 7 guys got screwed in that ladder match, because Arkin got in it. But here was the difference between those 7 men and my brother. You had the opportunity to stop him. Didn't get it done. No disrespect, they didn't get it done. Arkin that night went into a dangerous territory, which is the Gateway to Heaven ladder match, and give the son of a bitch his due. He won it. No, he goes against the pinnacle, and I mean the pinnacle of VWU on the men's side this year. That's been Claudio. He has been the fucking standard for this past year as the men's side. As champion. I don't know where this match is going to go. This is a 50-50. Just like the next match. Honestly, if I want to go with my heart over my head, I'd want Claudio to win this. Because I can't stand fucking Arkin. He's burned my family, and he's burned that. But in my head, I think Arkin is one of those guys who can beat Claudio. Overall, I'll go with my heart. Because I ain't cheering for anyone who fucked over my brother. I hope Claudio rips him in half.
All right, 2 things. 1, I don't buy for a second that this will be Arkin's farewell match. I don't buy it for a second.
I agree. I think he's talking shit.
2, I think Arkin can beat Claudio Dragonheart. I just don't think he will. Claudio, yes, he's had a worse win-loss percentage this past year than in previous years. But here's the thing. That win-loss percentage still is better than just about anyone else. Claudio knows how to win in the clutch. In a big match, you bet against Claudio Dragonheart at your own peril. I have Claudio to retain. Which brings us to match 20. It is for the DCA Goddess Championship. Oseko defends against Akira Yukimura.
And we are forgetting one more.
We are forgetting one more? Are we really?
Kenshin.
Holy snap.
Quickly, Kenshin Jamal for the Hard Gold title. I'd say quickly.
Okay, yeah, Kenshin versus Jamal Bennett for Gold title. I will go first. Real quick. I have Bedlam to retain. It should be a hell of a match, though. We'll say that. Pick it.
Bedlam 2 falls to 1. This is 2 out of 3 falls. I've got Jamal 2 falls to 1.
Yeah. Jason.
It's gonna be right down the middle. It's gonna be 2-1. Jamal wins.
MTB, if he's still there.
Jamal.
Okay. Cody.
Kenshin.
Ooh.
Roman's
Clean
giving him a
sweep.
look.
Clean sweep.
Whoa!
Oh, Roman's giving him a hell of a dirty look.
Roman, go.
No,
Roman,
not really.
go.
I'm gonna make this very, very quick. Jamal has Deshaun Walton to look forward to. No disrespect to Kenshin, but I'd hate to see anyone crazy enough to get in my brother's way when he has something big to look forward to.
I can't wait for
Kenshin
Jamal
is in
to
for a rough night.
I can't wait for Jamal
So-
to beat the shit out of Walton as well.
2-1 in the favor of Bedlam.
And Zahaya.
I am going to go with the 2-1 Jamal Bedlam.
Enjoy that Alan Corder. You deserve
Look,
it
after
after
what I
that
just-
final prediction.
Well, we'll see if whether or not Jamal gets caught looking ahead, which brings us to our 21st and final match of this Revelation 6 card for the DCA Guys Championship. Oseko defends against Akira Yukamura.
Go
Guys,
first.
I need to start. I
Mhm.
need to start because I've got to go soon.
Sure.
I've got a few meetings to go to.
Yeah.
Last year on this table, when I predicted this fucking match, I was totally wrong. Because last year, I'm going to make the same possibly make the same mistake I'm going to do this year. I predicted Akira Yukimura to win. And what I said on this desk was the following. I think Akira Yukimura's career could be over if she loses to Oseko. Go back and watch it. I said those exact same words 1 year ago. Yet here we are a year later. We're at the same thing, but this time it feels like I'm on repeat, Eddie, if you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Because I feel the same as I do a year ago. But this is a Akira Yukimura who seems to have got out the darkness, seems to have found her family, has a daughter now, has found her humanity. And I know some fucking idiotas are going to say, will that make her weaker? Fuck no. When you find yourself as a human being, you're at your fucking strongest. And that's what Akira's going to have to be to beat the forefront. Because Oseko is special. I don't know anyone to tell me not Oseko ain't special. She's maybe she may be the greatest female core wrestler of all time. I would go that far. She may be the GOAT. She's up there in the conversation. Don't anyone tell me she's not.
I'm just trying to figure out where she is in the top 2.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If Akira don't win this, it's the same we said about Ovan, it's the same we said about Ellie. My head is set. I don't see where Akira goes if she loses this, other than she's done. But the thing what's killing me is Akira is yet to win at a fucking Revelations. And that's going to be an eating doubt on my mind till the fucking match itself. This is it. Revelation 6, the main event. All the chips, in a sense, are in the middle of the table. Akira Yukimura's all in. The DCA Goddess Championship is the prize winnings. To do it, she has to beat the very best in maybe of all of core wrestling. I don't see lightning striking twice. It very well may. I very may well be proven to be a fool right now. But my heart is set on this, as is my head. And as I go, I say Akira Yukimura leaves Revelations and closes Revelations as Goddess Champion. I'll thank you all for my time. I am out of here.
All right. See you later, man.
See you,
I,
kid.
I think I'll go next.
All right, go ahead, Jason.
I think it's more than just her career. We saw what Osenko and others had to do for Akira. Had to get her out of that in their mind. What I'm afraid of is if she loses, she will go back to that pit and never come back. Everything that she's worked hard for, she's building a family. She has a daughter now. She has her group that she's forming. She has Tracy. She relationship there with Takuma. And of course, like Kid says, she now has a daughter. She has more to lose than anyone on this card. I don't care what you say. Than Claudio, she has more to lose than Ellie. She has more to lose than Ovana, even Zach. Because if she loses here, it's not just her career; it's her life. And Akira knows that. And that's why Akira will beat Osenko and become the new DCA Goddess Champion.
MTB.
With all due respect, Eddie, I'd like to go before you. So go ahead and pass on to the next one.
All right.
Just trust me, you're going to like what I have to say.
All right, Roman.
Last year, Osenko beat Akira to the shock of Hit Kid, but not really to anyone. Akira is yet to truly taste victory. But now she's in a place where she has a lot more to lose. She struggled. She's had moments of failure. Now it's time for the rise. The Empress shall rise again. So it is written by Akira Yukimura. That is my pick.
All right, Cody.
I've been thinking about this. I've been hearing everybody. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright. My gut is telling me it'll be 2 times in a row. Going with Osenko.
All right, MTB.
Did Zahaya not go?
Oh, he did not go. Zahaya, go.
Not okay.
Forget about him?
Wow. All right. So I'm gonna just be real here. Yeah, Revelations. Not Akira's strong suit, to say the least. Never had a victory. Never gotten that one big win. It hasn't happened. And it's been a tough journey for Akira up until this point. And I know she's been through a lot of changes upon getting here. Not just getting here, but in just years in general, just being where she is and who she is. It's been quite the ride. But look, there are 2 people. If anyone's ever talked to me, there are 2 people that I put two people that I would put as the greatest of all time as far as women's virtual wrestlers go. That's Danny Gibbons and that's Oseko. I think Danny is the first.
Brilliant.
Fuck off.
You said all that.
Danny was the first woman I connected to when I got into the realm of virtual wrestling. In Oseko, I just can't. 20 plus years in the business, you can't. I don't think anyone has that the way Oseko has it. So, man, and I hate to do this, and I hate to say this, but if I gotta be real here, I can't see me picking anyone other than Oseko, and it's not because of Akira's streak or her losing streak at Revelations. It's just I don't think Akira's there anymore. I don't think the Empress is there anymore. I don't think that's who she wants to be. And I don't know if that's what if she's realized or if that's something she hasn't found out yet. But in my mind, I don't think she wants to be the Empress. I think she took this match from Oseko as a means to an end, because you guys brought up the fact, like, yeah, she's a mom and she's got this family and she's got things going on. Maybe that's why she took the match, so that she could find an end. So she could. For years, this woman has been used as a tool, a weapon, a prop for everybody else. Never has had a moment to just be herself or find out who she wants to be in the first place. Every single time, it's been Akira, you're this. Akira, you're that. Akira, this is what you're gonna do. Akira, you're gonna do this next. You're gonna do this next. Always someone telling her who she has to be at every single point of her career. And I think that this match is a means to an end for the Akira that we know. You guys say you don't see where she goes after this. I think she goes to being a mom after this. I think she leaves. I think that she has earned the right, and if she does, I think she has fully earned that right, because I think that that's where her mind should be at this point. I don't think it needs to be on virtual wrestling anymore. And this is about as real as I'll get, but I think that maybe being away from virtual wrestling, maybe her just being with her child, letting herself be a mom, would probably give her, the emotional, stability and the identity that she needs, that she never got from virtual wrestling. And I think this match, Oseko, is going to be her swan song.
Wow. Roman.
MTB, you mean?
Oh, right. Sorry. MTB.
Well, I agree and disagree with everything I just said. Let me point something out to you. A few names. He mentioned Danny Gibbons, brilliant, earlier. But I'm going to bring out a few other names for you. Diana Diamond. Naughty. Let's say, for instance, Samus. Eddie.
Yeah.
You know Samus very well.
Sure.
Akira belongs to that age of talent. If anything, Akira is the last stand for that age of division-defining legends to come into virtual wrestling. Akira is the final piece left on the board that stands in the way of the next generation leaping forward into the future. And perhaps surpassing everything Akira did. You talk about Akira never giving that one big Revelations win. How many big wins has Akira gotten everywhere else?
Plenty.
Queens of Wrestling champion.
DCA Wildcats champion. CCL Women's champion.
Absolutely. Even ZCW Women's champion at one point, I believe, Zahaya.
Yep.
CCL
Everywhere.
Bombshells champion.
Yeah,
Right
that's what I meant. Thank you.
Oseko is the nail in the coffin of the final generation. Akira knows it. Oseko knows it. And if we're being completely honest here, every single person on this panel knows it. Akira's not looking for an end. She's looking for a way to survive. And this is where I disagree with Zahai. Because Akira is looking for a way to survive. But I would agree with him in saying it's not going to be enough. We are going to see the best Akira Yukimura we've ever seen. We are going to see the Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 26 stepping up to The Undertaker, ready to defeat the streak and make a name for himself. But in the end, it's not going to be enough because Seiko's going to hit that one Undertaker jumping tombstone or whatever she hits, or whatever final move she hits on Akira Yukimura, and that is going to be the end of the story. It's going to be the end of the story of Akira Yukimura, and she will ride off into the sunset, one of the most successful, one of the most dominant, and one of the most terrifying individuals that has ever stood in a virtual wrestling ring. Nothing can take that away from Akira Yukimura, not even Oseko. But if there's one thing Oseko is going to have over Akira Yukimura, it is a victory at Revelation 6. All right, Eddie, your turn.
All right, I'll go quick here. I will, without giving too much away, the placement on this prediction show. Oh, what? Oh, sorry, Roman. I'll give my thoughts. Roman, you go.
Oh yeah, I didn't go.
You did not go.
Wait, I did. I said Akira.
Oh, you did.
I'm very
Okay.
sure I did.
Okay. So, Jason, did you go?
Yeah, I already went.
Oh,
Jason went.
okay. So
I'm pretty sure it's just you, Eddie.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, I guess it is just me. Without giving too much away, the placement of this match on this prediction show makes me a little bit curious. Is this? I don't see it. I know it's not the end for Oseko because CCL literally signed her like 2 days ago. To be on for the final season, but as you guys mentioned, Kira's got a family now. She's got a family to look after. I could see this as Akira's swan song, and it would absolutely suck for Akira to go out with an 0-6 record at Revelations, including 2 defeats to Oseko. But there is an old saying in the wrestling business. You only go out one way. That's on your back. I would like to see Akira win. But if this really is it, just logic and tradition dictate that Osaka retains the Goddess title. It should be a hell of a match, though. I will say that. And with that, we have predicted the 2-night DCA Revelations event. I'm sure there will be disagreements aplenty. Feel free to agree or disagree in the comments below. As you probably have in the chat. I don't know if there's a chat going on, but if there is, we thank you for joining us. We've hit all of the matches, Charles. I think we hit all 21 of them.
Yeah, we did.
We did. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in to this here prediction show, and we will see you all at Revelations 6.